Hi, my name is J.E. Fishman. I'm a novelist out of Wilmington, Delaware, New York City. I write thrillers and mysteries, but might be migrating in other directions in the future, so don't wish to be too pigeonholed. Yeah, my favorite disruptive hero is Howard Schultz, who created Starbucks. In the mid-90s, Howard and I worked on a book together, and so I had some time to hang out with him. At one point, his ghostwriter, who was a very bright woman named Dory Jones Young, she was having a conversation with Howard about some numbers about how many stores or how much revenue Starbucks was going to have, and he answered the question, and she paused and she said, "That's not right." And he said, "Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking that's next year's numbers." And she said to me, "You know, I realize that Howard lives in the future. And everything in his head is he's never worried, you know, about the present. He's always really in the future." The impact for me of having gotten to know him and see his success was that you know, hearing no, which he heard a lot, is just you just have to look at it as this person doesn't get it yet. You know, this person may be you know, maybe they'll never be a convert, or maybe they need to be a future convert, but it doesn't matter. They're just you just need to have, you know, whatever vision you have, and you have faith in that vision and push forward. And you know, when Howard Starbucks for a period of about 10 years had more short action against its stock than any stock, you know, at the time. And the shorts were always wrong, you know, and I think most of us, if you're a writer, in some sense, unless you're really, really lucky, in some metaphorical sense, there's a lot of short action out against you. And you just have to decide, this is what I want to do, this is my vision for how to get it done, and I'm going to find a way. And fortunately, the time that we're in right now, there is more than one path to success. My favorite disruptive change is ebooks, the ebook revolution. Both as a reader, you know, and as an author, I think ebooks have been a hugely impactful change on the industry, on writing, on reading. It's been interesting that there seems to be a lot of controversy around them, but which I personally just look at people clinging to nostalgia. We all, you know, most of us, when you get to a certain, if you're a certain age in the year 2013, most of the books you've read were paper books. But you know, but so what? You know, when you were 12 years old, most of your transportation was in the seat of a bicycle. It doesn't mean that you need to freeze yourself in time. The disruptive change that I'm currently struggling with is social media, which is a bear to deal with. And it's a huge commitment of time when you're an author trying to build followers. And when I say followers, I mean readers. It can be very entertaining. It's fun to throw out you know, a clever line here and there, or share an interesting link with people. But you know, to be quote unquote successful at it, you know, you need to be present, you know, all the time. I also wonder if it's a little bit of a generational thing where, you know, if you're older than maybe, I don't know, 35 or something, I think we were all brought up with a certain degree of privacy. I mean, my parents didn't even, you know, wouldn't even pronounce the word cancer out loud. You know, they would say somebody has the big C, you know. And now everybody's expected to share, you know, the most intimate details of, you know, of their lives. I think it's the biggest adjustment of the you know, of the decade is accommodating oneself and figuring out how does it fit into your private life, how does it fit into your professional life, and how do you you know, decide, you know, what to keep for yourself or what to process, you know, in a different way. It's very easy to say what was hot last week. It's very hard to say what's going to be hot next week, you know, and what's going to be useful. And, you know, coming back to Howard Schultz, it's sort of, I mean, I think the great entrepreneurs can see that path through the forest, and they don't allow themselves to be easily, distracted by all the trees, right? And that is it's a really tough time, I think, for that.